Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new movie review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the movie Grey Lady Down, which is a 1978 disaster rescue mission submarine movie. Let's talk about it. Okay, so I picked this film up here yesterday on my trip out, my Blu-ray trip. You may have seen the video of that, you may not have. It's a 1978 movie directed by David Green and based upon a novel called Event 1000 written by David Lavelle. Now, director David Green, he's got a wealth of directing credits to his name. However, unfortunately, nothing that I am very much aware of. This film was released on the 14th of April of 1978 with a runtime of 1 hour and 51 minutes. And it very much falls into the sort of disaster movie genre that we had at that time, with movies like Airplane, Towering Inferno, etc. Poseidon Adventure being another one. But it's a bit different in that it's more scientific, it's more plausible in what happens, shall we say. So in that it does lose a lot. But let's talk about this film. The film actually stars Charlton Heston as Captain Paul Blanchard. Captain Gates is played by David Carradine. Captain Bennett, Stacey Keach. You have Ned Beatty in a support role as a character called Mickey. And Commander Samuelson is played by Ronnie Cox, who you would recognise from films like RoboCop, Total Recall, and things like that. Interestingly enough, Ned Beatty and Ronnie Cox actually both starred together in the 1994 Captain America movie, starring Matt Salinger. Now, this film here also sees in his theatrical movie debut Christopher Reeves. Yes, Christopher Reeves' Superman. This is his first theatrical film debut. Superman, the movie, came out the same year, but in December. This was April. So this film here follows the crew of the USS Neptune. The ship has been on sort of manoeuvres in a handover between captains. Captain Paul Blanchard, played by Charlton Heston, is handing over the reins of the ship to Ronnie Cox's character, Commander Samuelson. Captain Blanchard, Charlton Heston's character, is heading off to bigger and brighter things within his career. The ship's off the coast of Connecticut, this submarine, and it comes up to the surface and it's very foggy, and in an unfortunate event it collides, or a Norwegian vessel collides with it. Not a military vessel, just a merchant naval ship collides with this submarine because it's got a problem with its radar system, it doesn't see it, etc, etc. And this causes this submarine to then sink and literally fall onto the shelf of this gully, massive gully in the ocean, 2 miles deep down if it comes off of this shelf. The ship is damaged, but some of the crew are lost within this event. Others are still alive, obviously. All the main cast are alive. And it's up to Stacey Keach's Captain Bennett to formulate a rescue mission. And in doing so, they bring in Captain Gates, played by David Carradine, who has designed and run this new small submersible vehicle called a Snark that they need to help with the rescue mission of this vessel. So literally the whole film is a rescue mission of this downed nuclear submarine. And the film's kind of split into two halves. You have a lot of the elements of the film set on board the submarine, where you've got Charlton Heston trying to keep the spirits of his surviving crew up, while the crew are becoming more and more desperate, and the ship looks like it's in trouble because obviously compartments are flooding. You get rock slides off of this thing that is fallen down, and all this sort of stuff going on. Whereas up top you've got the rescue mission side of the story going on. And yeah, so this film here, like I said, I'd never heard of this film, I'll be honest. So I went in completely blind. I did watch the trailer for it, and it looked very good, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with this movie. I will say that on Blu-ray the movie looks magnificent. I didn't expect the picture to be as clean and crisp as what it actually was. The acting within the film is fantastic. What's good about these films is that, you know, I felt that I knew these characters, a lot of these characters, just a short time into the film, and you don't get that now in writing. You know, a lot of characters go undeveloped, and you don't know a lot about these characters, but they're so interested and engaging in what they do that you feel you know them, and you want to see the adventure that they go on. You want to follow them through this disaster and hope for the best for all of them. You know, there's a bit of conflict up above between Stacey Keach's character and David Carradine, because David Carradine wants to take Ned Beatty with him on these missions down in this Snark submersible, but Stacey Keach's character wants someone else to go with him, someone who knows the ocean, this part of the ocean floor, so you get a bit of conflict there. But all in all, everyone comes together to rescue the surviving members of this downed submarine. And the film ends, you know, although it ends happy, it doesn't, in that you come away feeling, you know, you feel for these characters that have been on board this submarine, and even though they're rescued at the end, but some of their mates have been killed and this sort of thing, obviously, you're left with this sense of foreboding doom in you, in that, you know, what they've gone through and how it's going to affect them psychologically after, and all this sort of thing. You're left on quite a bit of a brave ending in that it's not all happy. So yeah, you know, I really enjoyed the film. The special effects, obviously, a lot of it is miniatures, well, most of it is miniature work. I'll be honest with you, with the submarines and that, but it looks fantastic. I love miniature work in films. I love the models, the small scale models and this sort of thing, and in here it does look fantastic. The settings, the sets for the film looks great. You always believe that you're on a submarine or that you're on a naval vessel. A lot of it was actually filmed on vessels, so you had that. But obviously, when the submarine's on its side and compartments are flooding, and it's going to be movie sets and this sort of thing. But you never feel that you're on a movie set. You never don't feel like you're on a submarine. Which is great for it. It really is. I mean, I've seen other cheap submarine films which have probably got a massive more budget than this. Well, I know it's today and that sort of thing, isn't it? But the budget will be larger, and it looks like they're just filmed in corridors of a building. They probably are, this sort of thing. But this was a fabulous film. It, like I said, it differs in that it's not so much a disaster movie flick, because it's all very scientifically plausible, and the scenario more plausible than what you get in these other action disaster flicks of this time. And I think that maybe that was the film's downfall, coming out when it did for that reason, and marketing it like a disaster movie. But yeah, it's thoroughly enjoyable. And I really had a good time with it, and I'm really glad that I picked this movie up. I certainly am. Fantastic. Anyway, this is AJ. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you on the next one.